Hi everyone. The topic that I would like to share with you all today is how to develop a theoretical framework. As you all know that the most important part in the thesis is where it is your framework, right? Um, Without a proper framework, it is very difficult for you to go into the next level or to the collections. So you must have the well-established framework, right? So framework present the way of your studying variable, right? So basically, it investigate the relationship between the one variable to another variable. So how these variables are identified is where it is from your research objective and question. Research objective and questions are where it is based on your research problem, right? The steps to follow in order to develop the effective theoretical framework is, first of all, you have to look at your thesis title, right? Second of all is where you need to look at your research problem, which you have done on the past studies. What are the area that you have discussed under your research problem? Based on there, you can identify the key variable in the research problem, right? Then you further look into the past literature, how these variables are discussed one another, right? The most important part is where you need to look at the underpinning theories, how underpinning theories has been used in order to discuss the one variable to another variable. Let me give the one example, right? Research problem will be where online customer do not return to make the subsequent purchase. Research objective is how to increase the customer loyalty. Research question is where how can satisfaction of the company of customers be improved in order to increase the customer loyalty. So in this case, the concept is where satisfaction and loyalty. So we need to build a framework which is based on the two variable of satisfaction and loyalty. So in order to build the framework based on the satisfaction and loyalty, based on the satisfaction and loyalty, we cannot just simply draw the line from one variable to another variable. We must look into the past theory that support and confirm that we are able to draw from one variable to another variable. What are the factors that previous study have discussed to the satisfaction? What are the factors that discussed in order to study about the customer loyalty, right? That's why we need to look into the past research on the theories that develop in the satisfaction and loyalty. So in these cases where after you have looked through this number of the articles, right? One of the articles is where I'm talking about theories that visited, right, in order to develop the framework for the customer loyalty. Right, this type of journals are where it will let you to understand what are the theory they used. Out of many theory, which theory is the most relevant, right, into your research, right? Also reflect to the context of the study. So based on the past theory, then you are able to prove that what are the factors that impact on satisfaction. Satisfaction can impact on the customer loyalty. So it is very important for you to identify the most relevant theory that you can use it in your research, right? Reflect to your context of the study. Let me give one example, right? Your research title is investigate the determining factors of social media usage and its consequences. Your research title. Whereas a research problem is you want to find out, right? Because past researchers being recommended future researchers to look into it. What are the most important factor that will impact on social media usage? Again, another research problem is where they are unsure. They are not sure what are the consequences of social media usage, right? Based on research problem, how research questions are where, what are the factors that impact on the usage of social media, whether social media usage will impact on the individual well-being or not, right? So based on that, you have a basic idea that based on your research title, research problem, and objective and question, you have an idea that they are the factors that will impact on social media usage, right? And then due to the social media usage, how does it impact on the psychological well-being? But in order for you to draw and see the relationship with one another, you cannot do it based on your own prediction, or you cannot just rely on the few empirical study. You need to look at the past theories that used to see the relationship between the one variable and another variable, right? So in this case is where you can look into the number of the theory, particularly in the context of the social media context, right? You must visit to the number of the theories, right? Let's say, for example, where there is a particular articles which is on the systematic literature review, where this particular article had discussed on the number of theory that used in studying the behavior of the social media, right? Customer behavior and social media usage, right? So in this kind of article, you able to understand out of many theory, which theory the most relevant into the setting of the social media, right? So from there, you define the most relevant theory that you can use to justify in your research framework. Of course, you cannot just depend on the one article to do that. You have to look at the number of the articles where they have used the number of the theory. You have to screen it, which theory most relevant in your research and to your context of the study, right? Let's say, for example, where based on your past study, you have identified that theory of blend behavior is one of the most popular, and it is a good theory to use in your social media context. So theory of blend behavior. Theory or technology acceptance model is another model that past researchers use when they study about the social media usage. So based on that, you have an idea that by integrating the theory of blend behavior and technology acceptance model, there are 5 factors that impact on the social media usage, right? So this attitude, perceived behavior control, subjective norm are the factors that impact on social media usage based on the theory of blend behavior. Technology acceptance model has identified that perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use impact on the social media usage. That is how you can justify that these are the 5 independent variables that factor that impact on the social media usage. The last part on the social media use and psychological well-being, yeah, you cannot just simply draw the line. You have to look at the past theory as well. They are the one particular past theory that, right, social capital theory that emphasize on the usage of usage behavior and the psychological well-being. You can use and justify that this theory has this theory that highlight that there is a relationship between these two. That's why you draw the line. So from here, you can identify that in order to develop the framework of identifying the factor of social media usage that impact on social media usage and psychological well-being, this framework has based on the 3 theory. What are the theory? Technological acceptance model, theory of blend behavior, and the social capital theory, right? So from here, you can see this is where how this theory has been identified and combined together in order for you to come up with this framework, right? So from this short video, I hope that you were able to understand how to develop the research framework, right? It should not be based on your prediction. It must be based on the underpinning theory. You must revisit the number of the theory that used in the context of the study, how it was applied, which theory is the most relevant, and only based on that you should draw the framework that solve your research problem. In the end, it solves the research questions. Okay, thank you.